Hello, YouTube. And I'm saying it like that, specifically towards YouTube itself, not my people. That's the time. I am the third. Boy, I tell you, it's divine. 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 JRW 3. I am Joseph R. Wheeler the third, artist, founder, president of the ONYXCON Foundation. Yeah. And it is, man, it's 99 degrees out here. It is 99 degrees out here. This hot, man. It's 100 is different. Anytime I get to 100, it felt weird when I got outside. As soon as I walked outside, I said, I know it's hot, but is it that hot? Like, you know what I'm saying? You just mentally you saying to yourself, is it really that damn hot? It's like, yeah, it's more than that damn hot. It's precisely that damn hot. 100 is different, man. I don't know how my people are all my people's out there, y'all folks in Arizona and stuff. I don't know how y'all do it. I really don't. I do not know how y'all do it. Oh man, I gotta get gas too. Shit. Okay, it's one of them days. Just one of those days that a man goes through when I'm pissed off inside and I won't take it out on you. Just one of those days, just one of those days that a man goes through. I don't wanna shut my channel down, and I'm gonna keep sticking around till I get monetized. Cause baby, I earned it. Doom, doom, boom, 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 doom, 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 doom. Just one of those days that a YouTuber goes through when you wake up and realize they ain't trying to let you get no views. Just one of those days, when you realize 4,000 ain't gonna be enough. Cause now they done made it 8,000. What the? Don't take it personal. That's what they tell us. Baby. They tell us don't take it personal. Well, guess what? It's kind of personal. Oh man, what's up everybody? 15 in the building. We're just doing everyday life stuff right now. I need to get some gas. So you already know I'm literally about to be homeless, right? Let me not make jokes like that because stuff is just that real. It's just that damn real out here. Oh my gosh, absolutely ridiculous. We're gonna talk about it though. Damn, it's hot. You know how you roll down your windows and you let the air in so that the cool air can build up and balance it out? It ain't balanced out. It has not balanced out. It's just crazy. Period. Nothing but. Just plain hot. But anybody who got the patience, stick around because I'm about to be talking about my afterthoughts from when I had to speak on how I felt about what's going on with YouTube yesterday, and I was going the hell off. And I published a video, and it's a long video for all you short addicts that just don't know nothing else. All y'all want to watch is shorts. So in true form, it didn't get all of the attention I thought it would have gotten. As usual, that's just how it go. You really hit and miss. You completely play the lotto every time you put up a long form video and hope for it to have good numbers and all of that. But because this topic is so relevant, like I found out yesterday and it was 3 days late, I honestly didn't know that YouTube had made these new rules about freaking, instead of just the standard for years, it's been you get your 1,000 subscribers, you get your 4,000 watch hours. Well, no, now they done doubled everything. And for shorts, it's even more ridiculous. I mean, shorts was already insane. You're talking about 10 million views in the last 90 days. Like, man, please. But now, and thank you for the likes. I see you. Appreciate you. 21 in the building. We should have more, but we ain't gonna even harp on it today. Y'all gonna see a difference in the way I do my lives and everything from here on, man. It's just, you know, when you get this kind of news, you just say to yourself, you know what, man, I'm not gonna keep playing myself, putting my heart into it. You know, the same reason why I try not to get too invested in anybody else's entities like social media, where yeah, you got your page on it, but it's, you say your, there's really no such thing as your. I used to tell people that all the time when I did rideshare back in the day. People would get in my car, I had a sign that said, "This is my car." It was on the back seat. Most people loved it. Most people were never offended. They completely understood where I was coming from and they respected it. I said, these are the rules. And I would say, good energy only, show respect. I mean, just all the basics. If you got food and drink, please don't drink. And I mean, you can sip something if it's sealed in a tight lidded cup, open. If you got open coffee, that's unacceptable. If I didn't notice it before you got in, you dump that out. That's disrespect. Don't have that in my car. And the reason why, I based it on experience. I had a woman get in my car who I gave a chance. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I haven't had my coffee today. I gotta have my coffee. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die if I don't have my fucking coffee." Yeah, okay, all right, cool. We was doing good. Her and her boyfriend was back there. We chatting it up, laughing it up the whole ride. And we got to the destination. And she's hastily getting out with a little bit of coffee left in her cup. And I guess you know what happened. She spilled that cheap, and it was cheap coffee. I don't even drink coffee, but I know cheap coffee is the worst. Because that shit, man, when I tell you, there's a smell like you ain't never... Coffee smells wonderful when it's... I mean, if you like the smell of coffee, it smells wonderful. You walk into Barnes & Noble and, you know, and the Starbucks, and it's all in the air, the aroma, and it's so fresh. And yeah, that's all good when it's some of the... Even if it wasn't, it could be the richest coffee ever. If that shit spills in your car, when I tell you I never got that smell out, I did everything. And she was, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, ain't gonna do the cleaning bill." And I remember I filed a complaint to try and get some money off it. I don't even think I ever got no money off it. I can't remember. That shit is such an old story. I don't even think I got any money off it. But I say all that to say, there's no such thing as yours. We don't own these damn apps. So what, you made a page. You made a page. You put content on it. You want people to watch it. If you're in it with any kind of business savvy, you understand that there's money involved and can be involved. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. Yep, and just like that, of course, I lost my audience because it took too damn long to get back on. I apologize for the technical difficulties. Phone got hot. I got it sitting away from the sun. It don't even matter. My ear, what I didn't realize, my ear, it's so freaking hot that, you know how your body just gets used to what it's sitting in or dealing with, and like the air coming through my car was even still warm. It hadn't cooled off yet. And I always keep my phone where the air conditioner can touch it and try to keep it cool. It was not helping. Oh my gosh, have mercy. Let's see, I need to turn it down even lower, man. I hate this. This is one of the days I need to put the air on 62 just to, okay, there we go. Now I can feel the cool. I don't never have my air this cold usually. I keep it at like 73, you know, and it'll be enough for me. Not today, not hitting 100. 100 plus. It's crazy out here, man. It's crazy. It's dangerous. Dangerous hot. Danger. I see somebody putting up one of them little foil things on the windshield. I've never had one of those. I've often wanted to get one just to try and see if it does make a difference. I've heard it does. And I've known people who had them, and it seemed to keep it a little less hot. Like some of my family in California, I remember they had one, and they would put it in their window every time we get out the car. And it's like, I was like, all right, well, if it helps, shit. Because, man, when it's this kind of hot, man, 100 plus, it's crazy, man, for real. Anyway, I was telling my story. I was telling y'all about, I was giving a comparison to get back to the story. My side story was just talking about doing ride share and how years ago when I did that, I had rules in my vehicle. I said, yo, this is my car. I understand that. I have it on the back seat so when people get in, they can't help but not see it. And most people loved it. Most people loved that I cared that much about my property to make it, and to the psychology of the process of getting a ride share, like to understand, yes, the only thing I'm sharing, the only thing we're sharing is I'm sharing my vehicle space with you for a cost, yes. But the only real my ride, my this, my that possessive energy that people be having about it is through that fucking app that's an illusion in your phone. It's all an illusion. It's in your phone. It's an illusion. It's not real. The only thing that's real is these two human beings or however many people, on the ride that are getting in that car to go somewhere. But that person who's the captain of that ship, it's their car. He or she is in charge. That's not to say they got the right to do anything about it. I was never a disrespectful driver or anything. I was very good. Matter of fact, I stayed at 5 stars. The only time I ever got anything lower was when I dealt with some jackass who is used to being rude to everybody and think that they gonna be rude to me and get away with it. No, man, we're not playing them games. And I let them know. And then of course they want to do their little, I'm gonna give you a bad rating. I don't give a fuck about your rating, bitch. I know how to write. I know how to put 2 sentences together. And I would always jump ahead of them and write my own side of the story before they could ever get theirs in. And I would always get the same little, well, just stay safe out there, Joseph. Yeah, I'm always safe. That you need to care more about our safety instead of always taking the side of the customer. That's what I learned from that side of things. Then I realized that happens in almost everything. I went on to doing other types, I'm been doing delivery now. I've been doing that for years. It was just a side gig to the film stuff. But when the film stuff went down in Georgia, and it's trying to build back up, but I don't think it'll ever be like it was, but it may get to a new form of a standard where, yeah, there's work, yeah, you can work, but it won't be you won't have as many options. You won't have the variety we had before. We had game shows, talk shows, blockbuster movies, mid-range movies, pilots. It was so much on the buffet, and you really was always trying to figure out just who had the higher rate and where you wanted to be, because maybe you want to see, meet, or be in the presence of this star or that director or whatever, or the chance of meeting somebody to get a next opportunity. You had more options back in the day. Now it's like, man, whatever is cooking, I'll take it if it's on the right day and the right price. Not completely watering it down, but it comes down to rate, quality of the working staff, everything else like that. You know what I mean? That's how that goes. So anyway, because things have changed so much, I found myself dealing with what we all deal with. Like, I was like, okay, so this other thing has become, the side gig has become it's the key gig economy. I do that, y'all see me if you watch my channel anyway. I never assume anybody just coming into my lives always watching, because most of the time y'all are new to the channel. But it's time to put on the vest and get out there, you know what I'm saying? Like right now I'm just running some errands. But when it's time to go, in about an hour or so, I'm in, and it'll be that till nightfall every single day. The only time I take off is when I decide I'm gonna take a day off, because there are no days off. Every day is another day for another order, couple of orders. Let's get them. Let's go. Let's try to put some points on the board and keep the bills paid. It's simple as that, right? And it's a very tough reality, man. It's everything you hear about the economy, everything that people are going through is real. And so when I went off the other day and stood on business, as they say, all these folks use all these little phrases they don't even know the origins of, whatever, but everybody be saying it. You know, when I was standing on business, right? And I was upset. And I was speaking my truth about how pissed off I still am about the nerve of YouTube to double. I mean, it's already hard enough to get 4,000 watch hours. I'm so close to just 2. And you would think I won the Super Bowl, you know what I mean? When I get to 3, I'm gonna be, I honestly feel like at this point, when I get to 3,000 watch hours, I won't never ever stop looking at the numbers, but I think I'll stop going into, I'm gonna be on a process from here forward of weaning myself off of YouTube expectations. Just completely weaning myself. It's not gonna be fast. It's not gonna be quick. I'm not saying I'm not gonna keep posting. I'm not saying I'm not gonna keep making videos. I gotta do what I've been doing. I'm in a routine. This has become my life for the last 5 to 7 years. I'm not about to stop, and they're gonna give me something. I'm gonna get my monetization. You understand? But and as far as I'm concerned, like I said in the video that I took down, you know, and I only took it down because my team, you know what I'm saying, especially my family, reached out and was like, you know, some folks saw it. They understood where I was coming from. They know why I'm mad. They know I got a right to be mad. They understand this is hurting a lot of people. It's like one more nail in the coffin of this country and how they're treating people at this point, corporations and politics and everything. And they just said, yo, I don't think that's a good look for you. Not for what you stand on, not for what you are really about, not for who people who really know you or want to know you would expect of you. You know, you gotta take that down. That's too much. You're mad. You're mad through the whole video. You're just raging, and that's not good for your look. You know, and I've raged before. I've been mad before plenty of times. But I admit, looking back at it, I'm mad through the whole video. And I tried to cut it up with a lot of cutaways and everything. And that was the thing when they said that. When my family said, even with the cutaways, it shows a mastery of editing. But your rage is still obvious through the whole video. You are legit mad. And that's not a good look for your public image. And I said, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. So when fam said it, I had to do what I got to do. So I literally, I learned a long time ago. I used to, when I would have videos live that don't get, 1 view or 2 views, anything that was under 50, I was salty about it. So I went on a purge one time, and I was like eliminating videos, not just even long lives, but like even edited videos that didn't do well. I was like, fuck you and fuck you. I'm just like, I'm having my temper tantrum with deletion, and then I look after I calm down. And that's why you can't do things when you're mad. They always say that, but we're only human, man. You gonna do something. Just try not to do the worst things you could do. I'll put it like that. You gonna do something. You gotta release the pressure in the valve. Damn it, find something to do. You know, and I'm honest about my reality. Like, I'm a single brother. I got some beautiful ladies in my life, but I don't have anybody directly. Like, I got people I can chill with when they got time, but most of my ladies that I know, man, they just as busy as me. We don't ever have time to meet up and hang out, and and that takes a lot of the pressure off. And I'm realizing right about now, it's no longer, it ain't even optional, man. It's like, I can't afford, nor do I need the pressure and the expectations of what typically goes with having a quote-unquote girlfriend. And I'm too grown for girl. I have lady friends, man. I'm grown, But I definitely need somebody to help me chill the funk out and remember that I got other stuff going on besides the BS that's happening that makes us all upset on a day-to-day basis if you're awake, right? If you completely sleep, if you don't know the true definition of woke, but if you're a real one, if you're a real woke soldier, if you're a real true woke, you understand what everything I'm saying, and then you get where I'm coming from and why everything I said is important. When I was angry, if you were lucky enough to see the video before I took it down, you know where I was coming from. And I'm right. And YouTube knows we're right. We, not just me, everybody who's mad. YouTube knows we're right. YouTube knows it has messed up royally. YouTube's mess up is just as bad as what Sony did, talking about taking away physical copies of games. By the way, I saw a video, and I want to shout that out. Somebody, I don't remember who it was. It's just, stuff pops up because it's related to other videos you've done. But it was talking about on the 23rd through the 30th, there's supposed to be a boycott Don't turn on your PlayStation at all. Just don't even cut your console on. Don't play anything. And people don't understand. Some people don't understand. They were in the comments like, huh? Like, I've been doing that. I don't play with anybody online. I'm the same way. I don't play online with friends, really. I've done that maybe 2, 3. I can count the times in my life I've done that. And I don't have a PlayStation membership. I did like a monthly trial one time, and that's when I played with my friends and all that kind of stuff. But I don't even have that kind of PlayStation setup. I just play for myself. I play games that I can play as a solo individual, and I love it that way. So a lot of people didn't understand, though, but every time you cut it on, it sends a signal. Like, you know how anytime you playing a game and it cuts off, it says, do you want us to send a report? It's always aware of when you're on. So the point of the protest is just don't cut it on at all for those days and let these mofos know we for real. We not playing. And I think I love those kind of protests. I've always said the ultimate peaceful protest is not spending money, not spending time, and just not being present when people expect your presence. When corporations think you're just gonna always be here, what else are you gonna do? Where else are you gonna go? You don't have any options. We own you. They start feeling like that. They start thinking they really got us in a headlock, mentally and physically, where we can't do anything without making them a part of our day because we've made them a part of our day for so fucking long. Well, guess what, Trick? You better never forget the people. All power to the people. Go to Target's therapy sessions and see how they still crying. I don't care how much they done rebuilt and things are going back to a little bit of norm for them. They still got a hole in their pocket. I guarantee you there's still a hole in their freaking pocket lining. And it's been leaking money ever since that protest. And every other company that was on that list of protests. We as people in the world gotta keep doing that. So I'm trying to keep those dates in mind because I already ain't got time to freaking play. So if I want to play, I'm gonna probably play up until that day. But come the 23rd through the 30th, I want to find something else to be doing that. If I just get bored and find, I ain't got nothing, maybe tonight I will get on. No, I ain't gonna get on. I want to be part of that. I want to be part of that to send that message. We not playing with y'all. You're gonna respect what the fuck we say. When we say we're not satisfied with something and we've been spending all this money and time, T-I-M-E, we can't get back. Time is the money. We all know this. We work for the money with our time and then we spend it to have somebody throw it in our face and tell us, well, we're going to take this away from you even though you already spent money on it, or we're going to make you only do it this way, or I know you've been spending the last, like I say, back to my channel, 5 hardcore years, but 7 to 8 is when I started my journey, like way back in the pandemic era. So this is why, like just before it is when I started really posting enough to say I was trying to be a YouTuber. Then Try got out the world and I became, I am a YouTuber. I do this. And now I don't even want to call myself a YouTuber. Because if YouTube is treating me like this, why the fuck do I want to call myself a YouTuber? I'm just a content creator who happens to have a page on YouTube and I have goals for what I've been doing on YouTube. But I don't even want to call myself a YouTuber anymore. Because YouTube has disrespected me and everybody else who has smaller channels, who's right on the verge of the 4,000, and now you giving us a deadline of February to, you can still get it. I mean, it's not impossible. No, and that's the other thing that really, I can feel myself getting upset again. I'm gonna calm down. Oh my gosh. There's other people who I've been watching that crack me up. Like people I respect, and some of them I've never seen before, so I don't give a damn. It's like one more voice that I don't have to follow if I don't want to like their content. But I saw this one guy, cocky black guy who's a comedian / YouTuber, because he would be one that would want to probably claim the title. And man, as I say that, I'm trying to think, I've written it here and there, but I don't think I've ever I hope I ain't got that on my YouTube, on my business card. I ain't got nothing that says YouTuber, because I'm not a fucking YouTuber. I just use YouTube. They using me, they've been using me, so I use them. You know what I'm saying? That's what this relationship is. I see yours, you see mine. I'm in it for what I'm in it for, you in it for what you in it for. That's where we at, YouTube. We got us a real complicated relationship. It's damn complicated. You know what I mean? But anyway, back to this dude. He's obviously a YouTuber, right? And he was like, in this cocky way saying 8,000 doesn't matter because he's one of these, you know, self-proclaimed type guru type mofos, YouTube guru who thinks, you know, I know the formula. I may as well work there. They invite me to all their staff meetings because I know exactly what they're going to do and what works and what doesn't. And if you don't know what I know, you're an idiot because you need to take my class. You know, they all got a class. They all got some workshop. They always got something they selling. And I ain't mad at that hustle because, hell, I got things I want to implement in that way. But one thing I'm going to do when I finally get to doing that is I'm not going to bullshit people about the reality of all of this and pretend that I'm in bed with the company as an actual employee when I'm just somebody who has an account. That's it. Because any day they can pull the plug. They can pull it right now. They can pull it late. You know what they got the power to do. We all know this. They've shown you. It's like what Sony did. They got the power to take your movies that you paid for, but you only bought them in the cloud, so they're not yours. They're just files, data. And if they pull the data, they say they don't owe you no explanation nor no money back. That's what they said. In so many words, not exact quote, but y'all know it's real. This is what has been done. Done. And here we go with another company showing their ass. You're gonna up, and then you're gonna tell us to make it even more stupid. As they say, playing in our faces. You're gonna have the audacity to say, it's for your own good. We're gonna make sure everybody who does reach the goal, okay, but you done made the goal, so you want it to be harder to get. Exactly. And but when you get there, you'll make more than anybody ever made before. Oh, you're a bunch of, man. So basically, everything's leaning towards only the 1%ers and the richest people in the world having anything. The richest people in the world have declared war on everybody else, and that includes the middle class, which is why they keep saying there will be no middle class if there already isn't. I mean, there's some people still holding on to the title because I got this bill and that bill and I can pay it, and even though my job cut back on me and I might lose it next month, if I got to do this, I've got some pretty good savings, and the kids are almost all finished with college, and you know, those people who talk like that, they're not affected as much. So they're not mad. They're not as mad quick. But they're going to still be mad because these things are, have you noticed, these things are happening suddenly. You don't have no time to prepare for shit. And when it does happen suddenly and they give you a time, the time is still, it's just like Sony. They said, this is our date where we're going to cease in 27. 2027 about to be a shit fest. I hate to say it. I hate to speak of doom and gloom, but I'm like, it's obviously being foreshadowed by all these corporations that they've come together at some private, eyes wide shut style party, all right, creating a whole new, who's the next name aside from Epstein, to be the next files that won't ever be revealed fully, right? You know, and they're after they do their freak offs and everything, you know, and laugh about Puffy getting caught while the rest of them of every race and every nationality that run all these super massive corporations, okay, are literally being like, yo, we don't give a damn about nobody else but who's here. If you made it into the party, I told some more champagne. But everybody else in the world, in one way or another, they trying to put us in the freaking plantation field. Which, for many of us in the working class, everyday work, they see us like that any damn way. See us like that. Who gives a damn about their vision? It ain't who you are to yourself. Are you woke? Thank you. Okay. True woke. We ain't talking them other terms. We ain't talking the refabricated, remade up name by them at a party toasting champagne laughing. Let's turn them against their own words. Let's turn them against their own history. That'll be good, yeah. And they'll be so confused. It won't matter what we do with the droids and the robots and the AI. They'll just be like, they're so addicted to all this stuff. Oh my gosh. We've got them. We finally got them. They'll be nothing but our slaves. This is Deacon Frost, man. If you saw my video, why you think I love Blade so much? And I put that clip in where Blade takes out Frost. Because Frost's vision was to turn all humanity into the cattle. You're my food source. That's it. And there's so many great vampire stories that did that same concept. Let's turn them into our food source. Another vampiric concept that wasn't technically vampires, but vampiric, was V, which I absolutely love V. V was one of the greatest series on TV ever. The first one and the second one. I like the second one too. I wish it had never ended. I think that it deserved more of a chance to go more seasons, but it didn't. Had a great cast, great, not so great CGI, but I mean, fuck, it's a TV show. At the time, for what it was doing, it was subpar enough with everything else that was subpar. I was not bothered by the CGI as much. I did think some of the concepts could have been stronger on things, but I like the cast. The femme fatale baddie of them all, head of the mothership, she was, I'm not even big on ladies with short cuts and pixie cuts, but she was sexy as hell with her little pixie cut. She was cute as I don't know what. I can't remember the actress name, but I liked her. And then there was all the other cast that was cool, you know, and my boy, man, the legend, Chestnut, Morris Chestnut was on there and played a strong black male character. I love that show, man. I thought it was dope as hell. But going even back to the 80s, the original absolute classic, absolute freaking classic, man. That show was phenomenal. And what it was saying was phenomenal. It's like, it's been said so many times. It's like so many people in the arts keep trying to warn the masses. Look, that's how some of these people are. And that's who they're talking about, man. They're talking about these richest of the richest weirdos. They're not to say that everybody at the top is like that. Let me make it clear. I'm not one of these extremists that thinks literally everybody that ever made, I don't think every billionaire is evil and out to destroy everything. But I do think that most could give a damn. The majority, it's majority and minority. There is a minority of wealthy to rich people that do care about the rest of humanity. Shout out to just somebody who's, you know, basic rich. I wouldn't even say he's ultra rich from what I see him doing. But the brother who got caught up, I'm forgetting his name, but he's getting more and more popular. He just hit over multi-millions of views on YouTube and everywhere else he is. Facebook, I saw him on Facebook, I think, first. But the brother with the locks who goes up in like Walmart and everything and just hands people money because he got money to give and buys people's groceries and stuff, and got caught up with Walmart, so now they don't want to have nothing to do with him and blah, 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 and they warned him, you banned, you can't be on our premises. That was a damn shame. And he did the real big thing. He said, hey, I apologize, I want to work with y'all, I have a coffee brand. He played the smart businessman. He's like, I want to have my products at your stores. I don't want beef with you. You know, some people would say, oh, you a sellout, man, you a wuss, why'd you go that route? Whatever. I understood every word of what he did. And I salute the brother. Because that man was homeless once upon a time. He said he was homeless living out of his car. And he got himself together and went for his dreams and figured out a way to make it. And he damn sure obviously made it. And I'm not mad at that at all, man. I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not mad at, let me make it clear too, because it was in my video. I put a little clip where I had, like I said, you can't see it no more, but if you were lucky enough to see it when it was up, I had iShowSpeed at the headquarters for YouTube, shaking the hands of the president and everything, and doing his flip off of the sign and all that. He did a backflip. I admire Speed's abilities, and at his age, I just watch his story, hoping he stays strong, stays safe, stays sober, doesn't get caught up with the wrong crazy woman, doesn't get turned out to go some way with his orientation that's not his natural self because he's so openly wild and silly, you know. But I know, I mean, from everything I can gather, he's a straight young man, and I think he would retain that if you just don't get in with the wrong bunch of weirdos who always want to twist you and make you their toy at the same time and all that kind of BS. But I think he's a really, really prolific in his own right young gentleman that has potential, but he also has his silly side that maxes out to almost cooning sometimes. And it's not that I'm calling him a coon. I don't think he even understands, I don't think he knows enough about history to know that when you're bucking your eyes imitating your favorite character from One Piece, there's a demographic that still runs that top echelon that they loving it because they're like, oh, take it back to the days where they all bucked their eyes and painted their faces in blackface. You got to understand, that's the only way they see that. I'm not saying that should be the reason you just got to condition yourself to everything some racist thinks. If that were the case, I'd never post a watermelon video. And if you know my channel, I love watermelon and I eat them. I purposely do that. Not just because and I post a lot of times, when I post those videos, I say heritage and health on purpose. Because I'm reminding my peoples, all my peoples in the human family, but especially my people of direct African descent, this fruit came from Africa. There's a reason some of us, not all, some people are allergic to it. Some people can't eat it, it makes them sick. But for those of us who love it, there's a reason we love it. This is something that's been in your DNA for centuries. And you should never be ashamed of that. It would be just as ridiculous, I've said time and time again, as anybody, quote unquote, under the construct, because these are constructs, of white, to somebody make fun of white folks, being so addicted to cheese. First of all, I used to not eat dairy at one time. I realized I need to eat dairy. That's a whole other story about dietary stuff. But I have European genes in me, so it makes sense in some ways why, even though I'm slightly lactose intolerant, it's crazy. I had to retrain my body. It's weird, but once I retrained it, I'm not really that lactose intolerant. It's more like I just can't overdo it. As long as I don't overdo it, I'm good with cheese, and I actually need the calcium. You know what I mean? And the vitamin D, I'm good. I get that naturally, but I probably wouldn't hurt to get more because of my blend. So I'm getting at the point that people are people, man. And scientifically, we are a lot of things that with stupid racist comments and ignorant perspectives on what people really are, it literally can fuck up your path of life of what, like, things you should be doing for yourself. You're not even doing because you're so afraid somebody's going to say you're this or that. And it's just racist or sexist or shit, the homophobic stuff, you know what I mean? Which I'm not real big on using that word because I always say, like, for me personally, I ain't got nothing against nobody's orientation. Do what you want to do with your body and your life and who you love, right? I'm good with all that. But I do have my limits on agendas and stuff being promoted a certain way. And that's a whole nother conversation. But if I ever go there and the stuff, there's people who, oh, yeah, you're a homophobe. No, I'm not. Phobic means I don't fear you. I just don't like foul agendas that are pushing certain things. And there are agendas. There are things that get labeled agenda that are not agenda. And then there are agendas, right? Sometimes they exist simultaneously, unfortunately. And I talk about that in some of my content when I talk about popular movies and stuff. And I say, hey, man, there's a writer's room. And what you're seeing and why it's so confusing, I'm just privy to it because I've been in the business long enough, in the film biz. I've been privy to film process and how people sit in the writer's room with 20, 50 writers and complain about a scene until they come to an agreement and it works for both people's perspectives. So that you're looking at the show like, do you agree with what I think or do you not agree? It ain't about you. They covering every base. They're trying to get everything checked. You know what I mean? So, that's a whole other conversation I've had in other videos about that. But the bottom line about, what's up? See you in here. Appreciate you. The bottom line about it all, though, is that, seeing where YouTube is going, I do feel like they and all these most powerful corporations, I mean, do you understand YouTube has no competition? I put that in my video. Like I said, I might have to make another video that's not as heated since I had to take that one down. Not because they made me. I did it myself. I told y'all that. I did it myself just out of, I don't want to be seen in my Hulk mode. And I was in Hulk mode the whole damn video. I was mad. I just found out about it. I was pissed. I wanted to do a real reaction video. And that's what the hell I did. That's a real reaction video in the moment. Edited, but in the moment, And I just said enough is enough, man. Enough been enough. This is insane. What are you doing to people? What are you trying to say? Are you really thinking that this is okay? No, it's not. It's not. It ain't been okay. It's not going to be okay. Not cool. And I made that point, and I'm glad I made that point just for myself to look back at it. I'm proud of making my point. And I don't regret, taking it away either and realizing, okay, too much was too much. It's okay. I got a better way of saying this. I'm saying it now. And I might say, and I'm going to keep speaking on it because it's going to be an issue that's going to remain. Like I say, going into 2027, man, you watch and see. All these biggest corporations are going to keep doing this. Sony was showing their ass first. If you're into gaming, you already know. People who don't even into gaming didn't see that. So they don't realize what people are mad about, right? But a lot more people will know what's going on with this YouTube thing because there's so many people trying to do it now. And then they're going to instantly fall off. 8,000, it's hard enough just to get 1,000. People going to fall off, man. And they want that. They want the pool to be smaller and smaller. And yes, for those of us who stick around, because I'm not going nowhere until I get a first check. And then it better keep coming. That's what I said in my video. Like, I'm aiming for the February date. I'm aiming for the February 1st. I better be monetized by then. And my better is not a threat to any human being, at any building, at any corporation. Nothing. No, that's not, no. I'm saying better like to the universe that backs me and everything I do. I'm claiming it. And it better go that way. Because I have put in the work. I'm still putting in the work. And I want proof of my sacrifices. because I know it's real. I know I've already claimed it. It ought to be, and it better be, is what I'm saying. And if you still say, why are you saying better like that? Because I mean just what I fucking said. You gotta stand on it like that. You gotta mean it. You gotta shadow box, damn it. And I've been shadow boxing. And I'm sick and tired of, I've done all that work. Some gatekeeper is the only reason it didn't happen. It's not because you ain't done enough work. You've been done enough work, man. You've done the freaking work. If you've done the work, you know what I'm talking about. There's no excuse for why this channel is not monetized already. None whatsoever. It doesn't make no logical sense at all that I'm still saying this. But now that I see the levels of mess, and when I'm hearing people who are monetized say that they know their views are being blocked, some of my favorite channels have been saying this, and I never doubted them. I just couldn't relate because I'm not in the program. I'm not in the web. So it's hard to see it when you're not in it. You don't know how that really must feel or how to gauge that because you don't even have the same tools to look at. Like my views of my stats and stuff looks different from what they get. They get extra buttons and extra data that we don't get to see until you're in the program. Your whole, what video is winning and at what point people are checking it more. And we get that, but we get more of that when you get in the program. I know that from watching people's videos where they show their screen. I'm like, shit, I don't even have all that. What the hell is all that? So if they're saying it, I'm trusting them, man. They living my dream. They doing the shit I wish I was doing. Shout out to Ace Live. Shout out to the sister who I had a clip of her in my video, my one where I was going off. I know for y'all who missed it, y'all probably feel like, damn, I wanted to see that. No, you didn't. You don't want to see the whole. David Banner is one thing. I'm a whole nother. I promise you. You ain't want to see that. I don't want y'all to see me like you don't want to see me when I'm mad. No, you don't want to see that. So nah, man. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep on keeping on, man. That's all we can all do, right? That's what we always tell each other every day to keep it motivated. And that's still the truth. There ain't nothing about that that's off. I love that the people who are saying stuff like, don't give up, don't give up. I agree with that. And I'm not gonna give up. Like I said, I've been taking it personal. They owe me. That was my biggest message I kept saying in that video. They owe me and everybody else that's been in it and never got a check, but we got ads on our content. You owe. And I used the famous line with Ice-T's character from New Jack City. I love that moment where it's some of the best acting he did in that movie. Where he gets up in Pookie's face. Pookie was the character that Chris Rock played, who was a struggling crackhead who they put undercover, but they told him he had to be clean to go undercover. If you go in there and you get on that mess again, it was terrible. It was like sending the addict to the addict store. Like it was, we all knew when we saw the movie, we know where this is going, but he was like, I'm clean, I'm good. And he was like, you owe, Pook. You owe a lot of people. You owe, Pook. And I put that clip in there, and that was my symbolic way of saying, yo, YouTube, you're Pook. You're the one. You around here, yo. What's your addiction? Your addiction is the people you're playing. We the YouTubers, the so-called YouTubers. Like I said, I don't even want to claim that title no more. I'm gonna get myself out of the habit of calling myself a YouTuber. It's just like when I work with the Wally World. Work with. It's literally on paper, I'm not an employee. I am a contracted through a division of their company. You know what I'm saying? Through a division, I'm a contracted annual worker that can end or start my work continuously by my choice. Same here. I can post, I can not post. I can open the app, I can not open the app. It's the same thing. And I've always been gig economy, free bird type energy. I love that. I've had jobs, but not many. Most of my jobs have been these kinds of, and I realize it's nothing but a struggle. That's why I say it's the art life. But the freedom it gives me is to do my art. And this is an art form. All my videos are an art form. Even right now, my presentation of my thoughts, there's an art to this. There's a strategy and a creative perspective on how I'm approaching the content and sharing my thoughts even. I'm weaving a pattern of thoughts, So I just want to continue, and I'm going to continue to be an example I'm never going to give up on that. I'm never going to give up on what I've been doing for all these years. It's been too many years, man. I'm not going to give up. But I'm also not about to be so, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm rocking with you. I love you, YouTube, man. Fuck, these motherfuckers don't love me back. What the fuck I'm loving? What am I loving? You done shown me where you at. You done shown me that all them words, which I always, in the back, I've always known you're full of it, but we all play, we see other people win when they seem to play the game. So I hear other YouTubers talking about, and that's what I never finished saying. I was saying I watched some of these other people that have AdSense. They're in the YPP program, and they're defending it in these soft-footed ways. Like they're saying this is messed up, but at the same time they're saying maybe I just don't understand what they're trying to do. Let's wait and see. Translation: my checks will still come. I really hate this for other people because I know what it feels like to be there, but I'm not there anymore. I can't relate. Yeah, you can. You don't want to admit you can, or you don't want to think back to when you could. You need to never forget that. That's what keeps you in tune with everybody else. I'm sitting in a car with my air conditioning on. I don't never think that even with the problems I have with my vehicle, I got problems with this vehicle. I had something fixed just the other day on this vehicle, and got a analysis of something that to now I know how much more money I could end up putting into this car, which I don't want to put into this car. But as I'm saying it, guess what? Somebody else here, every time I say car, they're saying, I don't even have a car. Oh, I'm so tired of riding the bus. I'm so tired of walking. I'm so tired of riding my bike. I'm so tired of, you know what I'm saying? I'm so tired of just, I like my skates, but I don't want to use my skates every day. I want to just have a car. I want to have a car. Somebody else wish they had a car. So I ain't going to forget the people who wish they had a car. And I'm saying, universe blessed to you. You know? I'm talking about a car. Well, I'm talking about a car. Somebody want a car for both of us. The person who got a car, the person who don't have a car. There's somebody else who don't have nothing. They homeless. All they got is the clothes on their back, if they got that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real out here, man. I don't forget. And I see the reminders of that every day. The difference is, I live somewhere that's nice. But everywhere in America right about now, even in the nicest areas, you see homeless people. There's one or two almost in every type of neighborhood in the metro Atlanta area now. You go off into the you be in the country somewhere, and you'll see me like, man, this is Calvin. Why is that? There's some dude walking out here with a basket from a store with all his belongings in it. I've seen what I'm saying. I'm not making that up. I've seen that happen. I've been driving past a cow pasture in the middle of nowhere and see a guy mumbling to himself with a basket full of his belongings. It's holy fucking shit. It's so surreal. You would put it in a movie to make a symbolic statement, knowing it wouldn't happen in reality. Well, guess what? It doesn't happen, and it's still somewhere happening in America. That's what it is, man. I said in my video, I said, we may not have all the computer chips and stuff hanging on our body and synthetic robot arms and stuff, but we living in cyberpunk. We are living a cyberpunk reality where poverty is everywhere, homelessness everywhere, trash everywhere. People, attitude is trashy. No one's friendly just off the bat. You got to work through so much to break the ice to know if you can even be a friend. And then you don't trust nobody, even if you get an acquaintance. You just, oh man, I don't know who I can trust out here. Everybody's so shady and up to something and blah, 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 blah. Gosh, damn. We are really just about pretty much may as well be right there. And the ultra rich live in the highest parts with high-tech security and everything, but they're literally like the smallest percentage of people on the planet. Everybody else is more or less just getting by to not even getting by. That's the reality they want. And it could look just like that, right? When you look at it and you think, as long as there's some fancy-looking buildings to look at and you say, I live in the city. How many people claim a city and feel, I claim Atlanta, but I am proud of myself. I love Atlanta in some ways, but I also despise Atlanta in other ways, you know what I mean? And it's like, I have no illusions about everything. Like, I always look at them skyscrapers. Yeah, they look cool as hell at night when them new art, because I like art. Each one of those buildings is a piece of art. Some I like more than others. I like that painting more than I like that one, but they're all beautiful in their own right? And together at night, gleaming, or even in the day on a sunny day, It looks like something. It's a thing about that, right? That's why everybody likes their cities, typically, right? Architecture is an art form. You're looking at somebody, a bunch of years and years and years of people's creative thoughts designed and built, right? But then you think about how many people stand at the top of those buildings and make decisions that shit on everybody else is just looking up to them. You know? And they don't always be in them buildings. They on the ones right on the ground too, of course. I mean, there's no, you know what I mean? There's no one Death Star. There's no one, you know, Snake Mountain. You know what I'm saying? Motu, baby. Monsters of the Universe. There's no, you know, Star Wars, the Death Star. There's no one, Legion of Doom base. They're everywhere. They're all kind of forms for them. But the bottom line is, they exist. And these people are literally on some... We've been watching these people's mentality being spelled out in cartoons and shit since we were kids. And I want to take over the world. They all say the same thing. Some of it's repeated tropes. But where did it start? Why is it there's this? Because the empire state of mind. People who want to have and back up and be a part of empires. That is a universal archetype that has various forms, but more or less has the same ideology. Only a few deserve all of everything at the best and let the rest of them eat the trash and be at the bottom. And they used to allow a middle, because like I say, the middle became the buffer. They think that because of robots and shit, I'm telling you, man, because of AI and all this other technology, it's not just the robots. And I'm not saying the robots are just evil, but who programs them and what's their purpose and what are they going to, depending on who's programming it, depending on what's purpose, depending on how many jobs it replaces, whatever, the results are diabolical. The results are freaking diabolical, man. And we're watching it happen and can't do nothing about it because we're not rich enough, we're not this, we're not that. And it's a slow process of seeing every part of society wake up to it late, on time, or otherwise. Like, police and military, there's people who don't agree with what's going on, but they still, hey, I took an oath. And you get religion, they just gonna do it. They get locked in religion. They stuck on religion. They just, I took an oath under this, under that. I gotta do it. Well, when Skeletor says move, you gonna move. When the Emperor and Darth Vader point, you gonna march. And there'll only be a few Finns. You know? Character Finn, the brother who was a stormtrooper who became a Jedi. Yeah, there'll only be a few, man. There'll only be a few. That's what the movie shows you. The army is the army. It wasn't like when he got unindoctrinated that he went out with a whole bunch of other folk. Man, he was the only one who woke up like that. The rest of them motherfuckers still sleeping and will die for that bullshit. So I don't expect nothing different in reality, man. It's just... All of us artists, we get it. We write it, we share it, we give the warnings, and then everybody else thinks, oh, what a great movie, and goes right back into line with the bullshit and complains while they're getting screwed and duped and played. And that's just why I refuse. At this point, I'm just through claiming it in the same way. I'm in the Matrix, but I'm not about to pretend I don't understand that I'm plugged in and I can come up out that motherfucker and be in Zion. And yeah, it's rough over there in Zion. You know, for the few rebels, that's the other symbolism in all these movies. It's like, yeah, you're going to be the ones in the less fresh clothes and all that shit. You can do that, but you can get fresh and go in and fight the good fight. I love the Matrix concept. It really is, you know. But shout out to Sophia Stewart, the original idea behind it all, and the Terminator. But yeah, you know, it's the vision of, yeah, I can get on my leathers and I can go in here and kick some ass. And then, you know, the enemy that you just can't take by yourself or with your small team because he can multiply himself. Here comes Smith. Like I said, there's always more of an army of these diabolical idiots that agree with the program. They're going to come, man. They're going to do what they're going to do. And you just got to know when to leave. But you can fight the good fight and get we can win the war, so to speak, with small battles if we all just start doing our part when it's time to let these fools know you do not control us. And you can't do this without us. Started with Sony, like I said. They showed their ass about the games. Now YouTube is showing their ass. And I'm on here talking shit about them. Why? Because I got a right to. And I'm just at a point where, hell, I ain't monetized no damn way, and now you gonna double it up? Well, fuck it. I'll say whatever I need to say when I need to say it. And then they say you gonna use shadow ban. Motherfucker, I'm already shadow banned. Shit. How many years I've been doing this? I ain't worried about none of that no more, man. I really ain't. I'm just like, yeah, they done took me back to just, yeah. I needed this wake up, I will say, to just be like, okay, that's what we doing? All right, cool, I got you. I done been here before. It ain't nothing new. I done been here before. In other ways in life. More direct, not online. I'm talking about in jobs and relationships and what. It's okay. I know what to do with y'all when y'all act like this. We gonna work it out too. Oh, so you gonna leave? No, I ain't leaving because you owe me. I ain't going no damn well because you owe. I ain't taking my channel down. I ain't gonna stop posting. Nope. What I'm gonna do is keep talking what I'm saying because I always said, all I'm care about is the few. I don't need everybody. I need the best of the best. For my soldiers, I need the best of the best. I need the man, I'm talking about the serious, the special ops team. That's who I need. The ones who get it. Don't even approach me if you ain't understanding everything I've said so far. And can show you do, because you will be vetted and tested. You will go through training to know if you are worthy of this team. But when I get that team, I heard the legend, who I forever respect and love his work, more or less, because he's just a legend. But Ice-T, OG was talking on something, and he said, you know, he's got a new album out, and he's promoting it and whatever. And I heard a couple of tracks. I like some not so much, but it's T, so I gotta respect it regardless. It's Ice-T, man. I love Ice-T. Public Enemy, Ice-T, Ice Cube. I could go on and on, you know, CL Smooth and Pete Rock, Bahamadia, MC Light, Queen Latifah, Kumo D, LL Cool J. I could just, man, legends, the real core of what made me love hip hop. Run DMC, Fat Boys, aka Disco 3. Come on, man, real hip hopper. But when Ice-T says in this thing, he was talking about his website and him promoting his new thing, and he said, I'm gonna let y'all know, I'm gonna be on here, I'm gonna be doing what I do. I think this was on Instagram, maybe. It was Instagram or Facebook. I can't remember which one I was looking at. I think Instagram. And he said, go over to icet.com, sign up, make sure you signed up so you can get all my posts about all my latest stuff. That's the place to be locked in. Because I know here it's a looky fest. I think it was here, actually. Because he said looky. I know he was talking how people be on YouTube. They come, they look, and they go. They come, they look, they go. They come, they look, they go. Like y'all doing right now. Only 3 likes in here, and I have 50 people in here. That's what he said, them looky-loos. He said, the looky-loos, that's the exact word he used. He said, Ice-T was like, the looky-loos, they gonna come, they gonna look. Y'all know how it is online. Y'all know how it is with this social media thing. But they ain't gonna really support you. I'm looking for the people who really rock with me, who really rocks with Ice-T, who's a real fan, who really wants to keep up with me, know what I'm doing, where I'm gonna be at, when I go on tour, where's my next album, when I drop my merch, you buying my merch, you supporting my content. I said, hell fucking yeah, man. That's what it all comes down to. And I've been getting a reminder of that all this year. I want to shout out, I call her the VIP, the literal MVP of all my supporters right now. And that is Kelly Cole. Shout out Kelly Cole out there in Compton, man. That's my homegirl. I've never met this woman physically in my life. She's cool as shit. We met on Fanbase, which is my number one. And I used to say YouTube was my number one. No, fuck that. Fanbase is my new number one focus on social media. YouTube second. Instagram third. I'm switching the numbers around, y'all. I'm switching the numbers around. Because you got to go where you get love, man. I'm up to $10 on Fanbase now. Every month you can cash out if you get 5. I'm not going to make a dime over here because of 8,000. I have not made a dime over here because of 4,000. And I got numbers. And you're putting ads on my shit as I speak. You might put an ad on this because it's a long live. Oh shit, it's real long. I didn't even realize I've been on this damn thing an hour. Almost 59 minutes and counting. Golly, this is gonna be it. I'm done. Wow, shish. But just what Ice-T was saying, man. You find your real audience. You love on the people who's loving on you, man. You bring them closer and you have intimate connections with them. You do pop-ups for them. You do invites for them. When I get the money I'm going to get, I'm going to be flying these people out type shit if I can. I'm not saying, I don't want to say that with too much on my chest like, oh, I'm going to But if I can, hey, if I become a millionaire for real, oh, you best believe, ONYXCON get a millions of dollar budget. Yeah, I might do something like that. Like, yo, we gonna all go see Black Panther 3 together. Come on out to Atlanta. I got everything for you. Give you a little voucher for food. You know, you ain't gonna cover everything, but you got your flight, you got your hotel, whatever. I mean, hell, if I get really right, I'll build this campus of what I really want to do, you know, with the ONYXCON experience, and even with my own residence. And I might have some other smaller units nearby, and I can house people or have a space big enough to house a couple of people for the weekend. So I interview you, but you're gonna stay with me. You got your own room, your own side of the house. I mean, I got some fly shit in my head about what this gonna really look like when it get right. And I'm gonna keep buttering y'all's biscuit with that thought for the ones who are rocking with me, because that's the only ones I'm talking to. There's gonna be haters on the side. What are you talking about? You gonna build? What do you mean? I'm not talking to you, man. You're the equivalent of the enemy. You're the idiots that don't want us to win. You're the ones who keeps pushing the damn. You think you can push the goalpost. You ain't the one move shit. YouTube can move it. They obviously can move. They moved it. They said 4,000, now it's 8,000. God damn. I ain't worried about no trolls. I ain't worried about no haters. I ain't worried about no salty people who sit and look at me for helping my watch time. I was thank you with your dumb ass. And can't stand my guts because I'm smarter, more handsome, more wonderful than you'll ever be in your entire pathetic life. Go to hell with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worrying about those people, man. I am concerned about the people who keep showing me consistent love. Like, for real. They really want to see me win. That's all you need. They got us tricked, man. They got us tricked thinking, you need bigger numbers. You need bigger numbers. Keep getting more and more and more and more. All you need is the best of the best. I say it, but I admit I got to live my own words when I say quality over quantity. I say it all the time, but I admit in my pursuits here and on a lot of my social media, I got caught up in the frenzy. I got caught up in the, I mean, I know that what I'm saying is true. I know the quality is first. And I really am on there. And this is legit. I really am on there only for the legit people. But it's with this thing in my head of, like I said a long time ago, I did an analysis on ChatGPT. And I braced it on. I said, if every, person in the world just every person, the whole population, if they were all on YouTube, which is not the truth, but do you know that one out of every, what did it say in my analysis? I did another analysis. I think it was 1 out of every 5 people in the world looks at YouTube at least once a month. That's insane, man. That's literally, it's just that big. You're talking about 20-something% of the world is aware of and uses YouTube. So to know it has that kind of leverage and impact, it's realistic to say, I said, well, if the whole world knew about me, based on my current numbers, do what it would be if they came in, if they wanted to be a part of it, what would that be? I mean, what would my numbers be like? What would my subscribers be like? And it said roughly 125 or 127,000, which I still love the thought of that number. I think about it and I grin from ear to ear like, oh, that would be awesome. But, I don't know, maybe I will use a big one. A smaller basket, but might need it, so let me get it. So I said, man, that's pretty powerful right there if I got them kind of numbers. And so I kind of got fixated on that and wanting that. And then I realized that should not be the point. The point is knowing how hard to get people who really are going to spend money with you, who really are going to back up your goals and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what should the number look like just to survive? Just to have a decent monthly and annual income. Just to have a decent annual support system that you know is there. Like I said, the loyal people who I know are rocking with me. That's all you need. It's like I finally just come to that absolute conclusion. It's not about the whole damn world. It's not about having a number so ridiculous that, I mean, look at how when somebody like I Show Speed goes live,
or shows up at an event, he's got to have security, and there's people yelling his name, but some of those people really don't like him. They just like to be seen yelling and being a part of the hype. It's not genuine. It's not real appreciation for what he's done, what he's doing, who he is. They don't really care about his livelihood. They just care about being, when he shows up, you get loud, you get silly, and if you get on camera, you're part of the show. That's all they want. They don't care about the person. So when you realize that, you make a decision and you're like, is that the kind of crowd I want? And my quick answer is no. I want legit fans. I want people who I could trust in certain ways that, in the most important ways. You know what I mean? It's real straightforward like that. So, that's what time it is. That's what time it is, y'all. That's what time it is. Peace. Thanks for kicking it with me. For all those who put the thumbs up. Like I say, how many people been in this live? All I